Alrighty, the level 90 Endwalker expansion storyline for the Hildebrand Manderville quests continues with a Soulful reunion. We are in Lakeland, where we just found Hildy. He is his body is comatose in Rodzit Han, while Nashu looks after him. But as happened to a lot of the Scions, and not really myself. I am a daywalker. I can just travel between zones. But the Scions were, if you remember, the Crystarium days. Their bodies were comatose, like Hildebrand's is currently, but their souls were here, or their avatars were here, or whatever. That's what's going on right now. So here we go. Well, I've enjoyed what time I've spent in this far-flung first that I can remember. We should be getting back to our own world soon. Would you happen to know how we might go about doing that? I explained something to him. Restore my soul with a spirit vessel? Say no more. Your cursory description is more than enough for me to grasp the concept completely. It is not unlike brewing the perfect cup of coffee, which means our task is clear. We require the skills of the services of a skilled soul sommelier. Great. My options are we require the services of Beq Lugg, or I know a sommelier named Beq Lugg. We require the services of Beq Lugg. I say, holding out a finger to him. Splendid. I see that even in this world you rub shoulders with the cream. Let us pay this Beq Lugg a visit. Thaler, the human dude who's partnered up with the Rogan and Vonard. I'm not sure what you're planning to do with souls, but if you require Beq Lugg's assistance, we can help. Aye, they've aided us time and again, and I reckon they do the same for your friend here. Come with us to the Cabinet of Curiosity, says Vonard. So 112 with the current reduced rates from Free Company gets us to the Crystarium. And then this one's always weird to click. Like, you can't click the base. Or I can't. I don't know if anybody else has better luck. But and then over to the Cabinet of Curiosity in the north part of the Crystarium. Through the giant doors that is this multi-leveled library. Circular. We talk to Thaler to continue. If you're ready, I'll call for Beq Lugg. Cutscene. Oh. I had plenty of energy earlier today, and then I get home and a little tired, but we're good. Ah, the genius soul sommelier. You come highly recommended by Mercy, and what an adorable little puppy you have. Hildebrand says this to the human 20-ish something librarian male, while Beq Lugg, who I have described in the past as kind of a bipedal dog / beaver with like who has these kind of tails? How have I it's a tail that is thick at the base where it meets the butt, gets thinner to almost a point, and it's very hairy on top. It is wagging also, but like, I'm trying to figure out what animals in the animal kingdom have a tail like that. Kind of alligator-ish without the scales, if you think about it. I'm sure there's a better description, better animal comparison. Morin says, "So what? Puppy? I beg your pardon, but there seems to be some confusion." "Puppy? Who is this imbecile, Mercy?" says Beq Lugg. I don't remember what voice I used to do for her. "Puppy? Who is this imbecile, Mercy?" That's probably not it. "I've half a mind to make him dig a hole so I can throw him in it." Hildy is slack-jawed in surprise. "But I presume he's a friend of yours and one in need, no less." I explain why we're here. "What? Another of your friends that needs to be sent back to the source? Have you forgotten how complex and difficult it was to do it the last time? Yet you waltz in here and ask me this favor with the air of one shopping for a new hat. His case is no different from the others, at least he is present only in soul, as they were. He's now just smiling at her. We'll need another spirit vessel, of course. You don't happen to have one on you already, do you? I say something to her. And then I hold something out to her. Entrusted to you by the Crystal Exarch, you say? If only he knew how you were using it. Fortunately, I have a porksy on hand. We've been using it to treat patients at risk of transforming into eaters, but I suppose it's due for a change of pace. There is, however, one concern. In case I didn't make it clear before, the process can place a great strain upon one's soul. If he is lacking in resilience, there is a chance his will not survive. That his very essence will be rent asunder. My options are, that's a risk I'm willing to take. Or, after what he's lived through, it would be implausibly anticlimactic for him to die like that. After what he's lived through, it would be implausibly anticlimactic for him to die like that. I give a fist and palm with that. Hildy starts doing his poses. Haha, Mercy knows me all too well. I assure you, my good sommelier, who is most certainly not a dog, you needn't worry about Hildebrand Helidor Maximilian Manderville. Yes, I get the distinct impression that the gods themselves could not kill him if they tried. And they have. Come along then, Hildy. I can't be bothered to remember that name. 1,000 thanks. Simply point me to the soul siphon and I shall hop right in. The rest of you can wait here. I promise I won't hurt him, no matter how much I might be tempted. She goes plodding away. He plods after. Cutscene black. And transitioned. We're having a talk with the librarian dude. Beq Lugg comes walking back. You will be pleased to know that the process was smooth and uneventful. Honestly, I was hoping for more of a challenge. All you need to do is take his spirit vessel back to the source and bring it in contact with his corporeal body. He should awaken immediately with his soul and memories intact. She hands it to me. I take it. If there's nothing else, Von Ard and I should be getting back to our duties. It was a pleasure, Mercy, if all too brief. I won't pretend I understood even a fraction of what happened, but I'm glad I was there for it. Till we meet again, rest assured that Thaler and I will be doing our damnedest to look after the people here in your absence. They give their respective waves. I wave to Beq Lugg. She nods. The librarian, whose name I don't remember, obviously, or else I would have said it, he bows. And we will pay for, we will use a free teleport ticket to get back to Rods at Hun. Get back to Diddy Rods at Hun. Yeah. And then teleport over, over to Kama. No, sorry. Chameleon. I've probably made that joke. Oh no. Nashu is here. The bed is empty. Nashu is wringing her hands in front of her chest right now, looking kind of sheepish. You're back! And not a moment too soon. We have an emergency on our hands. I hand over the gentlemanly spirit vessel. The inspector's soul is in this, you say? That's great, but we have another problem now. The inspector's body has gone missing. We went to the markets to do some shopping, and when we came back, he was nowhere to be seen. The elephant person, Pariga here. I double-checked that every door was locked before we left, but there's nothing to suggest someone forced their way in. We've got a case on our hands, the case of the evaporating inspector. We must begin our investigation at once. Come on, let's start looking for witnesses. Yeah. Alright, a man named Davaz, who's inspecting some crates and barrels. Did I see anyone get carried out of that house, you ask? I was too distracted with stock taking to make note of any comings or goings. Sorry I couldn't be of more help. Mabat? That name sounds familiar, but Lady Rogadin, female, I think? Kind of, that's not the right term. I was gonna say braided hair, kind of like Jamaican kind of braided hair. Dark skin, too. Sitting on a bench. I didn't see anyone carry a person out of that house, no. But I did see a man carrying a particularly large sack, so heavy he strained to lift it. I didn't think much of it at the time, but now that you mention it, it was a bit suspicious. He's been sacked. And Nashu's talking to a dubious individual who has like a ninja mask over his eyes, but like the eye portion is like glowing a neonish blue. Otherwise kind of has some ninja-ish clothing. What's going on here? Just gotta deal with the splinters if you choose the wooden eyeballs. Okay, talk to Nashu to continue. Cutscene. Ah, there you are. This man says he has vital information that will help us in our investigation. Delian is his name. A pleasure to make your acquaintance. I am Delian, editor-in-chief of the Thavnarian Truth, a monthly publication devoted to exploring unexplained and otherworldly phenomena of our isle. Your companion shared with me the news of your friend's disappearance, and I happen to know precisely who is behind the incident, but I fear you may not like the answer, for the kidnapper is not of this star. He looks up. They come from the heavens, from beyond the great expanse. They descend in curious saucer-shaped airships to study our world, our society, our buildings, our very bodies. You shudder, no doubt, as you realize of whom I speak. It couldn't be, you protest. Oh, but it could, and it is. Your dear friend the inspector has been abducted by aliens. Nashu is extremely panicked. I just take a half step back. Oh, but he'll be fine, you assure yourself. After all, they just want to understand us better, you poor deluded child. That they do, but to what end? Why else? That they might one day take over our world. He turns away from us a little bit, scanning around maybe for any eavesdroppers? I don't know. What is worse, they plot to do so with the aid of collaborators, for the Charlians are in league with our would-be overlords, providing the aliens with vital information on our vulnerabilities in exchange for a position of power within their regime. The final days was also the work of these alien invaders, an attempt to sow chaos that our world would be easier to conquer. Blessedly, it was thwarted, if only by dumb luck, as those that did the thwarting were blissfully unaware of the true nature of the threat. I gave a weird, what? Like a shrug? Okay. I'd hoped the setback would discourage the aliens from coming back, if not move them to abandon their ambitions, but it would seem events have only emboldened them, if they are indeed carrying out abductions here in Radzat Han. Even as we speak, your friend lays prone on a sterile bed in their base on the surface of the moon, where they poke and prod him with inscrutable instruments as their floppy ears wiggle with fiendish delight. Ah, but I have said too much. I must continue my investigation in secret. The fate of our world is at stake. He gives a bow, turns, goes running off. Oh no! That sounded awful! We have to go to the moon and save the inspector at once! So easy that she just, My options are, I think he was a few materia short of a full meld. Or, at least he got the floppy ears part right. I think he was a few materia short of a full meld, if you catch my meaning. I shake my head no. So you don't think the inspector is somewhere getting probed by aliens? If not them, then who's probing him? I say something to her. A man carrying a suspiciously large sack. That sounds promising. Maybe someone else can tell us more. Maybe. Okay, We talk to Nashu again to continue. Someone up ahead may have seen something. Let's ask around. And Nashu is escorting me. Cannot mount. Running through the streets are somewhat colorful here and there, but running through past the colorful mostly brick buildings of Rodzethan. We have a little, you don't have to talk to her here, but you can. Discuss the Arcasadora. A-R-K-A Sam O Delta A-R-A. Arcasadora. Pariga and his family are the nicest people. They've got such gentle eyes and long snouts too, longer than anyone I've ever met in the Orzia. Yes. And speak with Nashu. Why? If anyone can lead us to Inspector Hildebrand, it'll be that man with the large sack. I know it. Or he has it is kind of what we're trying to say here. We talked to Daritri, Delta H-A-R-I, Tom R-I, Daritri. Elephant lady, I think, probably. The man with the sack? Indeed, I couldn't help but take note of him as he passed, trying so very hard to be inconspicuous as he was. He descended to Alzadal's path, then went over to the fountain, where he met with a merchant, I believe. Such a hefty sack it was. My mind was racing with the possibilities of what it might contain. That had to be our man, right? We need to hunt down that merchant. Can I jump? I can jump. Let's do it. Let's not die, though. Yay. Ooh, that was close. I forgot I'm not red mage. I can't heal either. It's fine. We'll get there. We have a square with another optional dialogue. Discuss the fountain. It's incredible, isn't it? It reminds me of the giant statue of Lord Godbert at the Gold Saucer. Once the inspector's back on his feet, we'll have to show him. It looks like a lamp, like a tall oil lamp kind of thing with two different water spouts pouring into the fountain, and the fountain has a bunch of colorful flowers floating on green like pads, lily pads. We have a traveling merchant to the southwest who we will speak to continue the cutscene. A man with a large sack. Ha! You bet I saw him. In fact, I sold him my Chocobo. At first, I told him to get lost. That bird and I go way back and so forth. But he was in a hurry, and his offer was very generous. When you're in my line of work, you can't afford to get too sentimental. And now I can buy a whole stable's worth of Chocobos. Did he say where he was planning to go next? He was muttering something about having to get to Saltwind's Welcome in a hurry. Probably why he was desperate for a Chocobo. It's a long way to go on foot, never mind the sack. Did you hear that, Mercy? We need to head to Saltwind's Welcome right away. She turns, runs, cutscene goes black. I'll just teleport over to the Great Work for 150, which is reduced because of free company. And from there, in Thavnair, just fly southeast. A little bit more south than east. We got some large painted rocks. Got a beach over here. Water on my right. Some crabs walking around, like the big kind of blue-shelled crabs that you can fight. We have Nashu looking toward the water to continue. Here we are, which means the mysterious man with the mysterious sack must be near. Keep your eyes peeled. Cutscene. We're both looking around. Over there! That man is definitely up to no good. With a big weird smile on her face, she starts heading that direction and I follow. We do see a large sack. Not, well, if a human being is folded up, I suppose it could be in there. We have an Aura man, kind of an olive dark green skin, white coral, some black kind of like jagged tattoos on his right arm, dark like auburn hair, red eye or reddish eyes, irises. Maybe he's waiting for a co-conspirator? We should stay out of sight and watch what happens. We're behind a large rock. Watching. Waiting. Commiserating. Say it ain't so. Nashu is falling asleep, standing up as normal. It's day now. The rain is gone. Is that the alchemist dude? It is. Nashu wakes up just in time. Jolted. Ah! Mr. Chupacabra! But he expressly told us he had put the evil schemes behind him. He wouldn't lie, would he? The Ara kneels in front of the sack. Mr. Chupacabra smiles as the paralyzed-ish, comatose body of the inspector is pulled out, laying on the sand now. The goods appear to be none the worse for wear. Very well. Your payment as promised. I don't know why I chose that weird voice from the very beginning, but I'm sticking with it. Why not? The Ara takes the payment, walks away. My client will be most pleased. He holds a hand to his ear and starts saying something into his link pearl. The camera looks out over the water, a water spout kind of thing, and something launches itself out of the water. It is a cyborg. With... Oh no! Is he going to feed the inspector to that giant sea monster? The cyborg has 5 missiles on its shoulders. 2, like, 4-barreled, like, Gatling kind of cannons on his shoulders as well. 1 clawed arm. It's a robot more than so. It's just, yeah, and then a robot kind of clanky legs. And it is an honor and pleasure as always, Dr. Lugg. I have faith the specimen will meet with your satisfaction, says Jubraka. Lugg says, so this is the one said to be the strongest, most resilient in all the world, the Manderville man. None other. He has weathered countless explosions and a multitude of martial abuses, including a devastating suplex I myself did witness. It is even said he survived a journey to Dalamud itself and survived the Lesser Moon's fall with nary a scratch. Most fortunately for us, he has fallen into a coma from which I am assured he will never awake. You are free to do with his body as you please. Even the mightiest of warriors can't fight while asleep, says Lugg. Kind of a silverish skull or like piranha head with like just giant pink orbs for the eyes. Those meddlers may have gotten the better of me and my beautiful boy in the Tower of Babel, but my next child will be all but invincible. With this body mine to command, I will exact a bloody, glorious revenge. His body does this weird, like, the torso pops up a little bit, exposing this 3D oval, like a pulled apart egg shape, like a glowing pink pulled apart egg looking thing, or like stretched egg. Forgive me my boldness, Forgive me my boldness, Dr. Lugg, but when might I expect the rest of my payment? I have debts that must be repaid. Worry not. With the Talaforoi gone for good, the vast fortune of House Brutus is entirely at my disposal. I shall shower you with wealth, my loyal minion. And gladly shall I accept the spoils, Doctor, and resolve never to renounce my wicked ways, for surely this time I will suffer no comeuppance. I glare and walk into the situation. He turns and sees myself and Nashu both folding our arms at the same time, in the same way. No, not you. Not now. Bah, I must away. Lugg's arms are up, or one arm's up, and so are all the missiles, in a panic. As he gives like this little, I don't know, something. He creates a big dust cloud, scoops up the inspector in his left claw, starts running away. Wait, Dr. Lugg, my payment. I gotta change this dude's voice. But he goes sprinting after the robot. Wake up, Inspector, Nashu says. She's holding what looks like a So, you know those footballs that are Nerf and they have like the tail behind them? It kind of looks like that. I'm assuming it's glowing a little bit, sparkling a little bit. I think it's a bomb. Oh, no, it's the soul device. But she chucks it somewhat like a football. It goes over the shoulder of the robot, through the missiles, like between the missiles, is arcing down toward the inspector. It glows when it gets close to him, and he wakes up, but it still hits him in the head and knocks him out. Could it be? The world's no longer purple, he says, waking up. He sees the robot's face. The robot drops him in surprise. He smiles up at the robot. The robot tries to grab him a couple times, a bunch of times, but Hildy is too fast, apparently. Stop moving, damn you. You're supposed to be the comatose centerpiece of my glorious revenge. Oh, Hildy is posing during this. Hildy jumps, doing somersaults in the air onto the top of the robot. Lugg, I guess we can call him. Notices something under his hand. A green flashing hexagon. And one of the what I thought were missiles starts to shoot from the back. And then another one starts to shoot, the one that Hildy jumped onto. Mummy! He says, riding this missile up into the sky. And we see him going through the clouds, lips flapping in the extreme movement of air. Nashu waves with a smile. He's now in outer space. Missile still propelling. We see him passing across the moon, and the missile stops and falls as if there's gravity. Not again! He's holding on for dear life to the missile, trying, but he's slipping a little bit. I would think you'd want to get off the missile. He notices he's approaching land quickly. Looks around, figuring out what to do. There's 9 buttons on the missile. He presses one. The missile propels itself faster. He looks like he's smiling. Like everybody else is running from the impact site. Nashu finally catches on as well. He just starts pressing all the buttons. And at the last second before hitting the ground, the missile turns 90 degrees, and now he's parallel to the ground. No! It's shooting right at Lugg. No! So slow motion. Lugg is in love with, weirdly, the missile and Hildy, about to... It pokes him very gently in the face before blowing up in a big mushroom cloud and explosion. We see the moon in the night sky. The alchemist is carrying the detached head with the kind of sort of glowing and flashing pink eyes of Lugg. There's a seagull on top of one of Hildy's extended feet up in the sky. He starts flailing about with his legs, gets some good positioning with his knees on the ground, and pulls himself out. Nashu gives her little hands in front of her face, foot kick up in the air, well, behind her, a little joyous expression. I say, that was a rather dramatic series of events to awaken to, but more importantly, after a brief detour, I find myself in my own world once more. My most sincere apologies for causing you such trouble, my loyal assistants, but rejoice, for Hildebrand, agent of Enquiry Inspector Extraordinaire, has made his triumphant return. Starts doing his poses. Nashu's jumping with joy. You get that little flash of the teeth from far away. And as Nashu runs to him, a flying saucer starts shooting a beam down to him. Tractor beam. Nashu looks up to see it. He starts kind of panicking, gets lifted off of his feet, is floating up in the tractor beam, trying to swim back down. sort of like a butterfly stroke. Oh, is it working? He's swimming harder and faster. Other things are coming up in the tractor beam. Cockatrices. He's barrels. A vase smacks him right in the face, and he gives up his swimming, unconscious probably, or knocked out for a second. And the beam stops as it pulls him in. The flying saucer races into the sky as like this, wait, Inspector! With this beam of yellow light. The reporter dude, Delian, I knew it, an alien abduction, and to think I would have the chance to witness one with my own eyes. This month's issue of the Thavnarian Truth shall be the best one yet. He goes running off. We're just looking up into the night sky. And just when I thought we finally had the inspector back, off he went, and then came back, and then floated off again. I say something to her. She nods. Puts a finger in the air, like in front of her. Like, right, this is the point. Kind of thing. The cutscene fades to black, with the camera going across the night sky. We talk to Nashu to continue. I know it's not the first time that he's taken to the skies without warning, but still, it's always a little disappointing. Still, there's no use crying over flying inspectors. Let's return to Rods at Han. Okay. 150 gets us back there. And south. Nashu for the turn-in. Oh, Inspector, why have you left me again? And where have you gone? No, this won't do. Get it together, Nashu. There's a case to be solved. Just you wait, Inspector. Your loyal assistant, Nashu, will solve the mystery of your disappearance. Again. And don't you worry, Mercy. As soon as I have a new lead, you'll be the first to know. Till next time. 2036 Gil. Cutscene complete. We get quest complete. We get a little post cutscene thing, as normal. Brown. Meanwhile, in Mare Lamentorum. So, we're on the moon. We see the saucer. We see the Earth in the distance. And the saucer kind of starts to... it starts to like jerk around a little bit, and then literally just kind of shoots him out. Shoots Hildy out onto the moon surface. He looks up at the saucer. It's hovering. It beams again. And down through the beam, this time, comes a Mandragora looking... Oh, we get this weird close-up of the inspector's face in some new art style I haven't seen before. He is astounded. But this little guy comes at him. A little blue alien. The size of... And Inspector gets the most cute little... Oh my god, little cutie face, you know. He fell in love. How we see the cutscene continues with him running across the beach. We see little flashes of him in the white makeup face with the pink and red. With astute mind and explosive panache, he'll find the crime, crack the case in a flash. Dashing debonair, pure gentleman's flair, our agent of inquiry, Hildebrand Manderville. Okay, that was on the screen longer than I thought it would be. But he falls. Nashu keeps running, stepping on him. The alchemist with the head keeps running, stepping on him. The flying saucer goes past him as well, with the Lalafell creep, who like loves watching Nashu, in the tractor beam, just kind of floating. Speaking of the creep, is he visible? Nope, I thought that might be, no. Okay, I don't see the Lalafell creep on this level. There's a second level up there, but it's not worth looking at. Anywho, Nashu and I thank you for watching. I will be making the next one very shortly after I post this one. Gigi as well. Say hi, Gigi. But yeah, thank you for watching. Hope you've enjoyed. We'll see you next time. Bye bye for now. Peace.